Hello and welcome to this wonderful summit with Jaja. I am Dr. Beverly, and it's my great pleasure to be here with you. I will speaking to you today about Om for Success, which is this will be a subset of my signature program, Om for Success, and I'll be focusing on knowing who you are and why that is important. And we'll start with what is Om. So I have some slides. Let me just do a quick share screen. And we'll blow those up for you. There we go. So knowing who you are, why is that important? So what is Om? What are the 5 elements? You probably already know what they are, but I'll cover them anyway. What are the archetype characteristics of each element? What 5 categories of meditation are there? Sorry. And these 5 categories are based on my book, Meditation Demystified, which is a workbook for everyone. Understanding the 5 elements, meditation that helps each element type, and why you should know yourself first, and how to know yourself, how not knowing yourself affects you. Who am I, Dr. Beverly, and who are you? So I'm going to show you with an example of myself of how you can get to know yourself. So what is Om? Om is the seed of the universe. So if you know the vowels, A, E, I, O, U, together they make Om. You may not hear all of the sounds, but they're all there. And why is this important? Well, sound came first. Remember, God said, let there be light. So first there was consciousness, then there was sound, and then through sound or vibration, excuse me, through vibration of sound comes light. So everything in the universe vibrates. We have a holographic universe. If you know what holographic, I'll assume you know what that means. So according to the Vedas, the universe and everything for that originates from an ultimate divine consciousness. So what are the 5 elements? Fire, earth, air, water, and ether. Now, you may not have heard of ether. In the Northern Hemisphere, the US mainly, they say ether and spell it without the A. And when I republished my book in 2019, Meditation Demystified, I added the ether element because physicists discovered that it does exist. It used to be in our culture and it was eliminated about 150 years ago. Now physicists are saying, no, it's really there. It's defined as space or spirit, depending on who you talk to. And it really is the 5th element. And I don't know why they removed it, but they did. But now it's being added back in. So which of these elements are you, or do you know? So what are the archetype characteristics of each of the elements? Fire is the magician, the salesperson, the entertainer, the wizard, the shaman. This is someone with a lot of energy, can't sit still, raring to go. The earth is a savior, negotiator, mediator, peacemaker, diplomat. This is a primary group on earth. They're the grounded ones. And very, very important aspect on earth. A lot of people are earth element in their physical being. Air, or it's called metal in Chinese medicine, is the alchemist, modifier, experimenter, creator, converter. So they're kind of like the fire, but not as hot. Then there's the water element, the philosopher, truth seeker, thinker, intellectual, academic. Water is the healer. As you know, water is very healing. And then we have ether, which is wood in Chinese medicine, known as spirit or space. This is the adventurer, the pioneer, the founder, the forerunner, and the innovator. So what are the 5 categories of meditation? So we can match these up. There's prayer or mandala meditation. Prayer comes in many, many forms. It can be silent prayer. It can be a prayer for your religion, or it can be just a spontaneous prayer. There's Celtic prayers. There's all kinds of prayers. And mandalas are, they're like tonkas that they use, but you can use other things other than a tonka. If you don't know what a tonka is, you can use geometric forms, platonic solids, all kinds of different things as a mandala. Soul communication is when you talk directly to your spirit animals or spirit teachers. It could be a shamanic journey, many different forms of soul communication. Then we have breath meditation, which has many, many forms. It includes Vipassana style meditation. Then there's mantra meditation or chanting, which can be done aloud or silently in your mind. And then there's rainbow body, which is Tibetan based, or diamond body, which is Taoist based. And in Christianity, they call it ascension. So there's meditation styles. That's the fifth style. So which one is best for each element? So I put together this chart. So the elements are on the left. So in Chinese medicine, I call it TCM for short. So if you hear me say TCM, it's quicker than saying Chinese medicine. You can also call it acupuncture, but acupuncture is just one modality of the medicine. So they call it, the air is metal and aether is actually wood, or wood is actually aether. So in Chinese medicine, we have, or TCM, we have these channels in our body, and the earth has channels, they call them ley lines. So for our bodies, the fire element is heart, small intestine, pericardium, and sanjiao. The pericardium is called the heart protector. It's a membrane around the heart. Excuse me. And the sanjiao is actually also called the triple warmer, and san means three. So it's, if you divide the torso into three areas, the upper, the middle, the lower, it's called the triple warmer, the three areas. So you have the heart, you have the stomach area, and then you have your jindan or mingmen down below. And then for metal, you have the lung, large intestine. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped earth. Earth is the spleen, stomach channels. Metal is the lung, large intestine channels. Water is the kidney, urinary bladder channels. And wood is the liver, gallbladder channel. So wood is very unique in its energy, in that the energy goes out in all directions. Whereas in all the other cases, the energy goes in a specific direction. For example, the spleen is upbearing, the energy comes up, it holds it up, and the stomach energy goes down. Whereas with the liver, it goes everywhere. So in Ayurvedic medicine, which is based on the Vedic literature, they have the three doshas, Pitta, Kapha, Vata. But if you look up the elements, the Pitta is actually fire and water, Kapha is earth and water, and Vata is air and ether. So, and again, you have all three doshas. It just depends on which one's dominant. And even the Pitta, you can be more fire dominant or water dominant and so forth. So it just depends on your makeup and how you are. Then in metaphysics, and astrology is based on that. The fire is obviously Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Earth is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Air is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Water is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And aether is Ophiuchus. Now, there's a lot of controversy about Ophiuchus. It was hidden from us for a long time. And then it was announced that there actually is another constellation, and there is. You can find pictures of it. Of course, NASA and some news channels have come out and said, oh, it's a conspiracy channel theory. If you do a Google search and you put -NASA, then you'll get past all of the naysayers. And there are actually real astrologers who are saying, yes, it really does exist. And some are saying it might be Sagittarius that's Ophiuchus. And so Sagittarius fire is a little bit different than the other two fires. It's a little bit more mellow. So it is slightly different. And then human design also has 5, and they're based on the human elements and the 5 elements. Okay, I can't talk today, sorry. So the manifestors are the fire element. The manifestors are going out and they're making change. And to make change, you need to tear down the old and build up the new. The earth is the generators and the manifesting generators, and that's about 70% of the population. And that's who creates our current reality. The manifesting generators, though, are also the air or metal element, because they are the manifesting part. That's where the air comes in. The reflectors don't have any energy of their own at all. And that's kind of like water. It takes the shape of the vessel it's in. It seeks its own level. It has no shape. And reflectors have no energy of their own. That's only about 1% of the population. And they're really worth getting to know, because if you meet one and you don't like them, it means you don't like yourself. And if you meet one and you do like them, it means you do like yourself, because they're going to reflect you right back at you. And then we have the projectors. And the projectors are the aether or the wood. And the projectors are similar to reflectors in they don't have a lot of energy like the generators, but they do have some energy, and they're here to guide. And they're to bring humanity as a guide into the Aquarian age. Okay, so based on these elements, what is the most beneficial meditation? And this can be taken 2 ways. One is, if this is your primary element, this would be the best meditation for you. Or if you're having symptoms because you're out of sorts or out of order or not balanced, then you can use the meditation for that element to bring it back into balance. So I'm going to skip over to soul communicate. You notice, you should say communication actually, that everyone has soul communication, but that's primary for Earth because it is the most grounded. And to be communicating at a soul level with your spirit animals and teachers, you do need to be grounded. So let's go back up to fire. Fire element, many times they cannot sit still. So they're going to do really, really well with a movement or standing type of meditation. But they can also do well with prayer because it's more active in the mind. And they can stand and do the meditation if they like. Then the air does obviously breath meditation and vipassana and those kind of meditations. They will do very well with that. And water does well with Om, which is water. It's all water. We're basically water. And then the aether element does best with the rainbow body or diamond body ascension type meditations, which are very different from the other meditations. Okay, so to know me is to understand me. To know yourself is to understand the world. So to know your soul purpose and gifts, know your element archetypes. Know which meditation style works for you. Know the other meditation styles to deal with issues. So this inner knowing will boost your intuition. So first get to know yourself, because that way you can know others. So that's why I'm saying know yourself first, and know what meditation to use when. If you've got monkey mind and you're just going crazy, are you going to be able to sit for a half an hour and just meditate silently, or listen to a mantra, or play a recording? Some of the complaints I get for people is I fall asleep, or I just can't focus, or I can't sit still. Well, then you need to do a different kind of meditation, because that happens to all of us, even me. Sometimes I can't do a sitting meditation. I need to do moving meditation. So that's the purpose of the class, and knowing yourself is what's going to work best for you. So know your soul purpose and your gifts. So numerology and human design will help you in knowing your soul purpose and your special gifts. Know your element type. TCM and Ayurvedic Vedas, metaphysics, astrology, and the Om for Success program will help you know your element types. Through this, you'll know your energy pattern. Human design very definitively explains your energy pattern. Your gifts are just spelled out really easily in numerology. A combination of numerology and astrology will tell you your challenges. So does human design. And best of all of the above will indicate what the best occupation is for you. So not knowing affects you. You can waste years of your life unhappy or depressed. And I know I've had clients who were very depressed for years, and it was just because they didn't know who they were and what they needed in order to be happy. You get into the wrong relationships. I think we've all done that. So you get into a relationship and you go, this is all wrong. The first thing I always do is I do our numerology and I do our astrology, and then I do our human design and see, what do I need? What do they need? Are we even compatible? So you may like somebody, you feel like, oh, I just absolutely love them. I want to be their best friend or whatever, but you're just totally not compatible. But at least if you can find out what their needs are and your needs are, you can at least be friends and get along. You have the wrong profession or you never settle down. I have a friend that she changes jobs 3 or 4 times a year. And that's because she just doesn't know who she is. I did this, I spent years in Silicon Valley. Well, I'm a projector working full time in the high-tech industry where you work, 7 days a week sometimes. This is not what a projector is supposed to do. And I got really, really sick. And after 5 near-death experiences, realized Western medicine was going to kill me. So I turned to alternatives and ended up becoming an acupuncturist. And now I know to only work part-time because that's better for me. So are you happy in your profession? If not, you may be doing the wrong thing for your sign. Eat the wrong foods. I was definitely eating all the wrong foods. My type cannot handle super spicy foods, and it can't handle raw foods. So when I switched to eating warmed foods, occasional salads, not every day, but a couple times a week, but foods that are warm or cooked, or at least steamed, I do much better. So knowing what your type can affect your diet and help you be healthier. Do you suffer from chronic stress? This can also affect your health. And again, depending on your type, like if you're a reflector or a projector, you just cannot work in a stressful environment. It will make you sick. Okay, so who am I? So just a little about me. So I'm going to tell you who I am so that you can understand what you need to understand about yourself. So my life path in numerology is a 5. That's about change. I'm one of these people that if things don't change, I change them. The old saying, if it's not broke, don't change it. I'm one of these people that says, well, I've done this long enough, time for something new. So I get bored doing the same thing over and over and over and over every day. In astrology, I'm a Capricorn sun, Aquarius moon, and a Cancer ascendant. So if you know anything about astrology, you know that's just completely contradictory. A Cancer is the opposite of a Capricorn. So it's like yin and yang. And then Aquarius doesn't give a crap, pardon my French. So it's like, okay, you two argue, I'll just watch. And then in human design, I'm a splenic projector 2-5, if you know what that means. In element archetypes, my primary is physical, which is earth through astrology. I know that. My secondary is wood, and I know that through human design. My best occupation would be a coach, a teacher, a guide, a healer, or a natural empath. Okay, so who are you? Have you studied any of the following? Astrology, what are your big 3? If you don't know, you can go out like astro.com, or there's many, many places you can get your astrology done for free on the internet. find out your big three. You don't have to become an astrologer. Just know your sun, your moon, and your ascendant. And there's lots of YouTube videos that will explain what that means. In numerology, at least know your life path. It'll be 1 through 9, 11, or 22. Again, there's many, many places on the internet that will calculate your life path. It's actually just your month, day, and year you were born added together. But you want to nail it down to a single digit. So if the number is 16, then you would be a 16/7 life path. Now there's actually 5 important numbers. There's other numbers as well, karmic numbers. And if you're over 40, there's another number, but at least know your life path number. Then there's traditional Chinese medicine, TCM. Which elements are you in TCM? Ayurvedic medicine is the Pitta Kapha Vata. Again, there's free tests out on the internet that will tell you if you're a Pitta Kapha or a Vata. Again, you're all of these. It's which one's primary, which one's secondary, which one's tertiary. In the Vedic literature, of course, you have all 5. And in human design, the manifestor, generator, manifesting generator, reflector, projector, which one are you? And knowing this, again, there's free places on the internet. You can go and find out what you are, and then go to YouTube and just search on whatever that is. And I'm telling you, you will not run out of videos to explain what it means. Even like I said, I was a projector 2/5. You can look up 2/5 and find out what that means. So find out what your type is for human design and look that up. And that will give you a better picture of the kind of diet that would suit you, the kind of occupation that will suit you, the kind of energy that you have. And when you don't have it, how you're affected by other people and how you affect others. So I'm not going to go over this in too much detail. This is my Dancing Bear Enlightenment Academy Holistic Transformation Program. I do have a summit, which is block number 2. So it's kind of like Jaja has a summit, and I have one coming up September 27th through the 29th. It is free. So you're all welcome to sign up for that. And Jaja will be one of my speakers. She spoke at the September last year's summit, and she'll speak again this year. My Own for Success class, the next class is October 8th. And if you registered with the $97 option for this summit, then it is being gifted to you. It's a $222 value. I normally teach it over several weeks, but some people were taking my Holistic Medical Intuitive class without taking Own for Success. And so I have the Holistic Medical Intuitive coming up in October. And so I'm creating this as a one day. So I'm going to do October 8th. Instead of spreading it out over several weeks, I'm going to do it all in one day. And then I have a 1-year program that's becoming a master medical intuitive. So if you're one of the $97 folks, you're going to go to the ownforsuccess.com, and Jaja will be giving you the coupon code so that you can register for free. And then the holistictransformationsummit.com is how you find my summit, which again is free. And then if you go to dancingbeargift.com, even if you're free on this summit, you'll get a free ebook that I give everybody. And you are welcome to share that with anybody. They don't have to download it. And I have an app, Dancing Bear Enlightenment Academy app. And the booklet has a code in it that if you enter it into the app, you will be able to chat with your friends that you shared the book with. So if you share the book with, say, 4, 5, 10, 20 people, you can all go in there and make comments on what's in there. And what's in there is the different styles of meditation and how to use them to overcome common obstacles that people sometimes experience. One of them, of course, is emotional issues. One is not knowing who your soul is. So there's just there's 5 common barriers, and how to use those meditations to overcome that issue. So I appreciate your joining us at the summit and listening to my little talk, and just be the light you want to see in the world. And we thank you.